by showing and proving that it is possible to, in fact, develop products and services of totally different kinds than we've seen in the past. And it's that very powerful combination of enlightened policy and enlightened search for opportunity and innovation that will, end of the day, break that trend and move that curve in a safer direction for all of us on this planet.
Great, thank you very much. Robert, would you like to address this question?
Thank you. I'd like to approach this from a slightly different angle. If we talk about the curtailing of lowering emissions, we have heard the President repeating his commitment that Indonesia is committed to lowering voluntarily the emissions, national emissions of 26% and 41% with additional international funding. In that respect, I think I would like to put forward the paradigm that if we talk about reducing emissions, we are not only talking about the mitigation of the climate change phenomena, but also on the adaptation part of the people who are suffering from that. Because actually, mitigation and adaptation towards climate change is actually the same thing. Because if you do not take care of the people and to alleviate their poverty, they will pollute. So essentially, in curtailing the emissions actually is how to elevate the people from their poverty. And that is, I think, maybe the major part of the businesses here. It is lowering emissions is not only planting trees or having a system where you have a CCS. It is to empower people for them to do their part and then to live comfortably so they can, in their part, also contribute to this lowering of emissions. We are aware, and it has been mentioned, even the President was said just an hour ago, that not only the government, but everybody should be part of the effort. And I would enlarge upon that the most important part is the empowerment of people to participate in that. So it is not 2 or 3 million people of the government like Pak Gita here in the bureaucracy. All the businesses, maybe 20 or 30 million, it is the 200 million people who have to take part of that. The government is in charge to regulate, to give direction, and in that respect, I think we all should be optimistic because Indonesia has committed itself into the right path in trying to pursue the health of the planet, also to ensure that Indonesia goes in the same direction. So in that respect, I think the REDD is only part of that. And we are very happy that we have a very big ally. So Ambassador Holm here, who is representing Norway as an example of working together between the developed and developing nations. And I think that is how we should approach this. Togetherness in the scope of national as well as international community. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We don't have a lot of time left, but I wonder if I could maybe just ask one more question, a bit more specific, to the governor and Pak Gita, if we have time, very, very briefly to get your response. The president spent quite a lot of time in his speech on the very important topic of how to get more economic use out of already degraded land, non-forested land, as going forward for cultivation of important crops. You have been governor for 5+ years now. As you mentioned in your remarks, Kelteng has a lot of degraded land. What are the challenges you face, I guess, or maybe the most important challenges, probably quite a lot of them, for improving access to degraded land for business? And on the flip side, Pak Gita, Is there thinking on the national government side to provide incentives of some kind so that we do see better and more use of degraded land?
Yes, thank you. I agree with the Rahmat. It's very important point is people, and also we together with government. And for example, like our capacity as a pilot province for RED Plus implementation. Now we are start to socialize for our people, and also we together with the business, private sector especially, we work together, and also with you, Madam, we also work together in order how to make it more better, because in my opinion, to reduce emission, not only for the Kalimantan Tengah or for the Indonesia, but for the world. So, in this occasion, I would like to invite all of you to come together with us. And that is why to Ambassador from Norway, I said that this is not my province, but this our province. And I told to you, Mr. Adam, we are in one boat. We are in one boat, and we have to sail. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Would you like to add a little bit?
Adam, you go.
He dropped his mic, sir.
Hello?
There you go. You're back.
Adam, you know what we have been doing the past year. We have been advocating for a more proactive fiscal view-taking. And this basically dovetails back to our road investment roadmap. And our investment... Hello? Okay. This basically tails back to our investment roadmap, where we would like to basically tap into the low-hanging fruits, thereafter building the basic infrastructure, soft or hard, then taking the country to a much more industrialized one, beyond which we can start positioning Indonesia as a knowledge economy. Okay. I think we've succeeded to the extent that we have been able to convince people, the right people in the government, as to take on more proactive fiscal view for purposes of not just incentivizing smart money to be put into the right places, but also disincentivizing. I don't disagree with your notion of perhaps considering, doing some kind of an incentive system for anybody to do anything good on a degraded piece of land for the benefit of the welfare of the people. But I think, to be quite realistic about it, we've got to be very, very proactive in basically socializing this cost. Because as it is, it took us almost a year just to make sure that some people in the government get it about doing some kind of an investment tax allowance for somebody to do something that's pioneering, innovative, job creating, and making sure that that money, does not just take place in the island of Java. Because, people like Pak Teras Narang, he would like a lot more money to be coming into the central part of Kalimantan, but it is seductive for anybody with money to just be coming to Java because it's got the most amount of infrastructure in terms of water supply, roads, airports, and all that. So I think, the president is serious about making sure that there is a better utilization of a degraded land. But I think we've also got to be serious and proactive about the use of incentives and disincentives from a fiscal standpoint also, whether it is central or regional, for purposes of shaping the behavior of people that we want them to.
Great. Thank you very much. Let me now open up to the audience for questions. We have a few minutes left, but we probably have time for one or two questions, if there are any. And if I could ask you to identify the institution you're with, and hopefully to keep your questions reasonably short and targeted to somebody on the panel. Are there any questions? In the back, please. A mic, please.